Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 9:45 on Friday night. Back with a few for tomorrow. Not easy to know what is on and what's going to be off. There's precautionary inspections at a lot of tracks in the morning. I seen comment left there by Ollie McLaughlin. I don't know whether he's living in that neck of the woods. He said that if it was like this morning, there'd be no racing at Fairyhouse tomorrow. I didn't think it was that close to being called off, so I hope that it will. I bought my weekend ticket for the 2 days today, so I don't want that scrapped. A shout out as well to Gary Williams from Barnsley. He's a newcomer on the bus. You're welcome. And hope you enjoy the trip. The trip in December was quite good, actually, today. Bye-bye November. Although it wasn't a bad November in one way. We started off great with the Breeders' Cup, with a great meeting, and we had a 20 to 1 there, we had an 11 to 1, we had two 12 to 1s, a couple of 6 to 1s, an 8 to 1, a 5 to 1, a 9 to 2, a double. It was, but the last few days, and we had two fallers, and remember the hurler on the ditch? He should have won for us, but anyway, on to December, and we had our first bet, our first winner today. That was a grand little winner, Ed Keeper. He could turn out to be a Pertemps horse in Cheltenham. He was off 124 today. He'd probably go up £7 or £8 for that. He won on the snaff. Qualifying run then would put him in the mix, down near the bottom. I'd say I don't know what their plans are. The owner, of course, is a Welshman, and he might want to go Welsh champion hurl or something like that. Grand little horse. Sam Tristan Davis, no doubt about the stamina first time at the trip. Bounced him out, and that was it. He went 9 to 2 in running on the turn for home, but I thought it was never in doubt. And then we had a Piece of Heaven. I forgot to say that last night about winning the maiden in Gordon Park for us, and I had to set up and forgot about it. It won easy that day. The 2 miles suited. There was back to that 9 to 4. There was a 25 pence rule 4, so that equals 7 to 4. It opened up at 3 to 1 yesterday evening. I missed the 3 to 1 first off, but I had a good cut at that because there was nothing in the field to base it. And then our buddy Sam Rogue, she done her best, drawn. That's what I was afraid of, drawn wide. She actually came out of the traps fairly sharpish this evening, but yet, as you can see on the turn, she was last, and to finish as close as she did just shows you that there's another race in her probably if at that grade, if the handicapper leaves her alone, and if there was someone in a 65, if there was someone at 64 or 5 and she second or third top weight, there's a race in her and drawn 4 to 7. I mentioned the horse last night, not just any eagle. That went out to 10 to 1 today, and an old fashioned Pat Flynn gamble, 10s into 130 favourite, got nutted on the line. Looked like it was going to be swallowed up on the turn, but I knew Heffernan was up there for a reason. But each way money was secured, anyone that backed it. Actually, 365 was given 8 to 1 today, 5 places. So I said, thank you very much. We'll have some of that. On to tomorrow. I don't know what's the crack at all. I didn't even, there was a couple at Bangor, but I didn't want to put up too many. But if in the event that something gets called off, if God forbid if Fairyhouse gets called off, I don't know what we'll do, or Newbury. But anyway, I have 3 at each, 3 at Fairyhouse and 3 at Newbury. The first one is an each way bet in the 12:30 2 miles 6. Nassalam, top weight, classy old sort, but the race that it ran in last, which was his first time out this year, was in the Grand Sefton, and that form was boosted again today by Frero Bamboo, who should have won, who And actually, I was going to put up the kid last night because it was in the tracker and we talked about it the last day. And then I said going to the lessons, it's a good job I didn't put it up. And Frere Bamboo made a howler of a mistake and he got up to win it. But Nassalam was fourth in that. Percussion ran a good race. That'll be running in the Beecher Chase next week. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But it's a good jumper, only 6. Carrying top weight all right. But there is a strong favourite in it, Inch House. It won for John Joe O'Neill the last day. It's up £10. It's up to 130, isn't it, from 120. But I thought that with that form franked and that only 6, 'twas an each way bet with Keelan Quinn taken off 3. Where do we go then? On to the 140. This horse, Jet Powered, opened up 4-1. It's into 3s now and 11-4. This was all the rage last year and was going to win this, that and the other. But hasn't been seen since it was bet by Jupiter de Geet. And it has to be, it's first time in a handicap. You'd imagine it has to be rated better than 131. Something must have happened to that day. It was very impressive in Newbury when it won first time out. Henderson's horses are firing and going well fresh. It's carrying a nice weight there, 11 stone 2, James Bowen. I thought that was a bet, and we head on to Jerry Fielding is on tomorrow. It should be hard under control. That's the only time it was beaten was in Cheltenham, but it beat Iberico Lord, and that has won since. It was beaten in. But even the first time it ran, the first time I spotted that joke was in France last year. And you'd never think until the last 20 years it was going to win. I'll have a quick look at it.
They go, a very moderate jump from Besson Dior. This has allowed Blooming to dash to the lead. Goes clear. In third is Paris Mix. On the near side, it is Blooming. On the far side, Besson Dior. Paris Mix stays on. They come down towards the last. Up and over they go. And falling there, Saxolina, where the leader is Blooming. It's Blooming getting the upper hand. Coming home late, right up on the inside there is Under Control. Under Control's joined in from nowhere. Under Control gets right through, grabs the lead and got the prize over Blooming.
Did you ever see anything like that for a burst of speed in the last few years? I never did before, the way he mowed them down, or mowed the one in front of him down. But that one, the Greyhood. It's a short price, but it put it into multiples. It was 13-8 there earlier. On to the big one tomorrow, the big one in England. Anyway, it is the Old Hennessy, the Coral Cup now. Second season novices does well in this. If we look at Lamilas won last year, a 7-year-old, a couple of 8-year-olds and a 7-year-old won. There was a 10-year-old size in Tennessee, the Tizards, pegged into the middle there, but 142, 140, 136 normally is something around that. I'm going with Complete Unknown. Nichols loves target in these races. It has had a want to get rid of the pipe opener, as they call it, in Newton Abbot. Now, it didn't look anyways fit in that, but this will bring it on. But if you look at, where are we here? One second, now I'll have it. This is it here in the Mile May Novices Chase, and it was level weight. They were carrying level weights that day, and to see what Jerry Colomb has done since winning in Down Royal Grade 1. Back for second run after wind surgery as well. 152. Nichols in form, good target trainer. Monbeg Genius has good form as well, just third in the Ultima behind Corrick Rambler. Just pulled up the last day. But I think he hit into himself or something. Matter Mission, John McConnell had a winner tonight, actually. He had the winner for Yanks. Complete Unknown, 8-1 there, paying 6 places each way bet. On to Fairyhouse tomorrow. The first race. Have your head sickened lately on about Nick Rockett? See, it's a bit of money for him. He's into 14-1 and into 12s and 10s in places for the Brown Advisory. But if you look at the winners of this races back through the years, Gordon Elliott and Noel Meade won it the last 2 years, and then Willie won it 2 years before that with Monkfish and Carefully Selected. He also won it farther back with Sir de Champ. So the thing about Nick Rockett as well is the last time it ran, Paul Townend didn't pick it. He picked Parmion, and he must have surprised him, but he jumped well, and he's a good engine, this lad. So here he is that day winning.
Armenian in between horses, the company sergeant, followed then by Deep Cave and Fadden Glory, being brought to a halt as Dr. Bravo, the second last flight's coming up, and they're followed by the company sergeant, but it's Nick Rockett pressurising them, coming to the last, safely over from Parmenian and the company sergeant, and well inside the final furlong. It is Nick Rockett is making the upgrade all right, and the Paddy Cow suspended sailings novice hurdle. That is emphatic. It's Nick Rockett well clear from the company.
Parmenian was third, who was the choice of Paul Townend that day, but Paul Townend is up tomorrow. It'd be a good race. We'll see where we're at tomorrow if it goes ahead. And first race of the day, the 2-1 shot. That's a bet. In the 12-15 I left this alone because there's a horse that ran the other day. I don't know whether it's going to run again. It might. So in the event that it was pulled out, it probably is it's still in, but it may not. I left that alone. Mount Brown is an interesting one, but I don't know about the jockeys. There's some of them there. Might have to strap them entity on board. Ballyburn is in the next race, up against Firefox. Helvic Dream bringing flat for him to the over hurdles. It'd be interesting to see how that pans out. The 125. I mentioned before one night I was impressed with Redstone. It was the day that we backed King of Kingsfield. Where are we here? This is it. King of Kingsfield out in front, and Redstone in second, or coming into second.
By 3 lengths. Moving into second place is Redstone, coming under pressure. Backtracking is Blackcastle Storm and then Laser Wolf. To the jump, King of Kingsfield and Jack Kennedy followed through by Redstone and Keith Donoghue. As these two open up a clear advantage over Laser Wolf, who runs on into third place. One to jump, King of Kingsfield with Redstone coming there strongly on the outside and is putting this race right to the favourite as they come to the last, and it's Redstone and King of Kingsfield together. A long way clear of Laser Wolf, and it is Redstone just in front from King of Kingsfield, who's rallying on the inside, but Redstone looks to have the measure of King of Kingsfield, and Redstone...
A good first time out performance. The likes of An Tubber, that's going in the Royal Bond, has one run, one win over hurdles, and he's pegged in at the deep end. They're bringing this lad along nicely. There's a good few pound this evening from Release the Beast, and a Shrewdy sent me a message there a couple hours ago to get on this. He won a maiden hurdle in Galway, fairly impressive. So my answer to him was, I'm on Redstone, but I'll do a reverse forecast. We have a bet in this next race here. It looks like, reading between the lines, that it was laid out for it. The Folkes Tiara. It's bottom weight. Top weight is Dancing on My Own, carrying 12 stone 1, carrying 10 stone. It has a couple of runs over hurdles. Maiden hurdles. But the last time it was seen over fences, it was third to Dinah Blue in Punchestown. It had a great run, it went to second to final orders in a handicap chase in Punchestown. Leopardstown. What am I on about? Where are we here? I'm getting a bit mithered. This is the Folkes Tiara.
Well, Dino Blue's after them in fourth, and Silver Class, who's dropping ground, and Espion de Chene and Hollow Games and Call Me Lardine and Grange Walk next. And these go away from Fighting Fifth, who's been pulled up, slightly hampered in the process. The Greek, 2 out. Douglas talking the leader and losing their Silver Class. It's Douglas talking in the lead. Another one to go, Brandy Harbour. The Folkes Tiara and Dino Blue give chase. Then Espion de Chene and Whiskey Welt, the final fence. Douglas talking over from Dino Blue, who's closing at the centre. Then the Folkes Tiara, Douglas talking, is headed in the last half furlong by Dino Blue. So consistent, completes a Spring Festival's double. Second, Douglas talking.
Two classy horses ahead of it. Dino Blue is favourite or second favourite for the mare's chase, and Douglas Talkin was brought over from Scotland from Lucinda Russell. The couple of runs over hurdles looks like to sharpen it up. I don't mind going from hurdles up to fences as much as going back the other way. I think it doesn't work out. I think this going back as much as it goes going forward. That's the Folkes Tiara. That's 3 at each, isn't it? Nick Rockett, Redstone, and the Folkes Tiara. Goes to end. Might be blown away. It's an interesting race here. Handicap, you see Red to Return. That's the horse that the young jockey got the ban for in Cheltenham over fences, and it was 1:15 in England, and it's only $98 here, but you don't know what's. And then you have Hunting Brook going for 3 in a row. It's up from 93. 90. It's up £11, isn't it? But it started at 86. Something similar to what Gordon Elliott done with Jungle Pros last year. She started off at 85 and she finished up in the 130s. This could be similar when they get the habit of winning. 93 up to 104, it's up £11. So it's up 86, £18 altogether. But that horse last year kept winning in over £30 up, nearly £40, wasn't it? It's between, you imagine it's between the two of them. That's the betting here. I did that with 100 to 30 earlier. But he got 4 to 192 about Hunting Brook. It'd be nearly a safe each way bet. Anyway. I'm waffling on a bit. 10:10. Someone had to go to bed because I'll be on the road at 9 o'clock. Bash the bookies over and out.